to 24 victories overall. They bring 2 starters back. The Orange, lots of newcomers alongside J.J. Starling and Donnie Freeman, including this man, Nathan George. Same lineup as the Orange used Saturday in Buffalo. Quick touch for Nate Kings, Donnie Freeman out there with William Kyle and company. Donnie on the drive. And a foul right away. Pace looks to play half-court man-to-man D, and they likely will have a hard time matching up with the Orange's size and physicality. First foul's on Ethan Robertson. His twin Nathan will come off the bench in this one.
That's where Donnie has to get the ball. He has to work inside out. We know he's capable of shooting the three-point shot, but being able to set the tone and really impose his will in that mid-post area is what he needs to do.
Kansas free throw for the first point of the day, just under an 80% foul shooter a year ago. This season, of course, cut short due to a stress fracture, and he's among those that are most excited to get back on the floor. He's got the game's first 2 points. Pace brings in a new point guard in Paxton Davidson. Their top players, Jaden Keeley and Jabari Nurse, returning starters. Breakaway for J.J. Starling off the steal of the first field goal of the game.
Look for a lot of that this season, Matt. Pressuring the ball, getting up in passing lanes, and then getting easy opportunities on the other end, getting out in transition.
Davidson, a transfer from the Citadel, is a bit turnover prone. Pace really looks to work the ball around and get the best shot in each possession. Keeley in the paint. Spit out, and Freeman shows his rebounding acumen. Really was impressive last year, averaging about 8 rebounds per game as a freshman. Has a nose for the ball. On the kick out, Starling for 3. And a takedown in the rebounding action. Another foul against Pace.
But a great look by Donnie Freeman, catching it in the mid-post area and then noticing JJ in the corner right away, getting it out. Just got to be able to knock down that open shot.
Non-shooting foul.
I'm good.
George, you talked about being a table setter. Traditional point guard, much more size than the Orange have had at that position in recent seasons. Freeman a little strong. We'll be watching him as a 3-point shooter. And again, the Orange use their height advantage in this game. Work it around the perimeter. We will find out. They did shoot well from 3-point range Saturday in a 10-point win against Buffalo at the Sabres KeyBank Center. Davidson planks one, fumbled by Kyle. And on second effort, William Kyle, the UCLA transfer, secures the board for the Orange.
This is a good test, though, for Syracuse, too, because Pace is going to play hard, they're going to compete, and they're going to move the ball on the offensive side and make Syracuse work on the defensive end.
2 minutes gone, 4-0 Syracuse. Make it 6 with Donnie Freeman.
And, man, that's what you got to do. If you got a size advantage, why would you go out and shoot 3-point shots? Go ahead and take advantage and overwhelm these guys and just kill them on the inside.
All 6 points by returners so far for the Orange. Pace a little antsy here, and a foul off the ball, moving screen against the setters. So a turnover, the type of thing they can ill afford. Second foul already on Ethan Robertson. Give you an idea of what comes back for the Orange. The only ACC team to return its top 2 scorers.
Well, the thing is, these guys didn't even play a lot last year together. So to be able to get these 2 guys back healthy, playing a full season, it could be a whole different Syracuse team. And now you add in the transfers and the talented freshmen. It could be an exciting year for the Syracuse Orange.
George had that one blown by the wind, missed by a mile, taken the other way for an easy layup by Jaden Keeley. The issue with those 2 players last year is Starling injured his hand and missed time that coincided with the Freeman injury, and Freeman never did come back once he went out of the lineup early. Jumper out front rim and in for Paxton Davidson. First points, or second field goal of the game for Pace. They've pulled within 1.
And that, to your point about Freeman, I don't think he was ever really fully healthy playing, even when he was playing. So be able to get him fully 100%.
Yeah, I think that injury dated back a while for him, and it flared up last season at the wrong time. King's left-hander can't connect from long range, and Pace looks to take the lead. Cross court for Nurse. Weak side rebound uncontested, and Kings can bring it up himself. That's where the versatility and changeability of these players is very promising. Foul on the open floor as Davidson could not stay in front of J.J. Starling. And right on cue, the Orange are looking at a line change, which is often an indication of displeasure with what's going out there. I think in this case, it's an exhibition game, but the whole second unit is going to come in, including the dome debut of Cayenne Anthony, a highly touted freshman and the son of the great Carmelo.
Well, we were talking about at practice the other day. They got depth, but they have good depth. So if these guys aren't playing, like you see these first 5 minutes, if it's lackadaisical, they're doing a hockey shift and putting a whole new 5 guys in, and it doesn't have much of a drop-off.
Akir Soiree out there with Sadiq White, who did not play Saturday in Buffalo. Then Tyler Betsy, the leading scorer in that game, and Bryce Zephyr. Betsy had 14. Jumper for Anthony, long range, and the fans will like that.
Well, one thing I really love about Anthony is he's not scared to take the big shot. He's not scared to take the tough shot. He's a super skilled and talented forward. He's going to make an immediate impact this season for Syracuse.
You can see that Pace has to work a little bit harder for its shots. Nurse, a go-to man, blocked by Sadiq White, who jumps out with that left paw. That's where the length of the Orange comes in. Betsy, a set shot for 3. Flying in is White, and off his hand last to the setters.
Impresses you most about Cayenne Anthony? His answer without hesitation, Anthony's confidence. You saw it on display there with that pull-up jumper, no hesitation. For a freshman to be this confident, Klein has been so impressed, and Syracuse fans can look forward to that all season long.
Definitely no backup in his game. He is as advertised. Can't wait to see it for real. The Orange open the season Monday here against Binghamton. A couple of games at home before a really important road trip to Las Vegas. On the near side, Jabari Nurse, go-to man, and he is sweet for 3.
And they have to be able to close out on that. That's Anthony. He has to get up and get in that shooter, but you see the versatility already on defense, switching at any position, being able to guard out on the perimeter.
A little half-court trapping here. The Orange look like they may have beaten it, but it is thrown away in an attempt to set up Tyler Betsy along the back door. Jabari Nurse, 4-year starter for Pace, has pulled them back to within 1. The Orange show close to full court defense, harass Pace in the backcourt a little bit. Pace might be a little thin on ball handling after Paxton Davidson, so trying to heat him up. Nurse on second thought, back to Davidson. Very short, but got his own. Missed twice. Rebound by Saif Saleh. And the Jordanian national team member throws out front. Potentially a turnover here, and it is over and back against the setters.
Well, that's where Anthony, he has to close out and then get back in and rebound the basketball. He got out and looked to get out in transition. Paxton was able to get in and get that offensive rebound. But these games are good for Syracuse. They want to be able to be tested. They want to be able to get up and pressure the ball. Look, Pace is going to make shots. Syracuse is going to make turnovers. They just got to be able to tighten it up and get ready for that opener Monday against Binghamton.
17 turnovers against Buffalo Saturday, one of the warts in that game. Zephyr, a Montana State transfer, dislodged by Sadiq White, and the Orange get it back. So bouncy, the Orange have much more of that than certainly we were accustomed to seeing last year. Getting up off the floor for the deuce. You love what you hear about Sadiq's approach on the defensive end. Maybe not super polished offensively right now, but the athleticism will go a long way.
Well, he's a guy that's going to get better offensively as the year goes along. Defensively, he's already ready to go. He's just making an impact with his activity and his athleticism. And we're going to see a lot of those opportunities from Sadiq White this season for Syracuse.
Tried for the Hakeem Warwick there and came up a little short. It's a steal and a opportunity the other way for Cayenne, and a foul in the lane. Pace is going to have significant foul trouble at this rate as Davidson picks up his second.
And I love the pace that Syracuse is playing with. They're getting up and down. Now when you're playing at that fast pace, you got to be able to make quick decisions. And that's where you insert Nathan George. During the season, he's going to be playing a majority of the minutes handling the ball, and he's a great decision maker in transition. And
fouls right now fouls are 5-0. Pace having a tough time keeping up with the offensive push by the Orange right now, and it's a baseline out of bounds opportunity.
Syracuse just has to keep applying pressure, trying to get to the rim against this Pace defense.
Cayenne very comfortable with the ball in his hands. A 3-level score, has already typed an NBA 3 in this game. And that brings up some driving lanes for him. A little fadeaway for Sadiq. And a foul again on Pace going for the rebound. This time it's Nathan Robertson picking up his first and the team's 6th. Robertson twins played together last year at Mercy College in New York. Ethan with early foul trouble has 2, and now Nathan's gotten his first.
And Matt, I believe they're going to figure this thing out, but it's night and day from last year. You could just tell the activity, the passion, the competitiveness, a whole different Syracuse basketball team.
I think over the course of the season, we're going to think about these little tricks that Cayenne picked up from his dad, and getting fouled and that type of thing, getting easy points, the foot fake and the jab step and all of those types of things that made Melo a Hall of Famer have been passed on to Cayenne. It'll take him some time to implement them and make them his own, but exciting to have him here.
And not a bad guy to learn from.
No. One of the all-time greats. Melo is in the building.
Hey, don't violate. 1.
Great to see Melo just here more regularly, and obviously we'll have plans to be here on a regular basis, and just having him that close to the program is positive for everybody.
Absolutely positive in the recruiting, especially in the NIL era. When they see Carmelo Anthony sitting at the scorer's table, it makes a difference. And you don't want to have the comparisons that he's his dad. He's not his dad. He's himself, and you want to be able to just let him be himself.
David Dix to Jabari Nurse, his second triple of the game. Pace isn't going away. Feels like the Orange should have a much bigger lead than 1 point right now. Well, they've got 4 at the scorer's table, too.
This is something they struggled with against Buffalo. Buffalo in the second half had a bunch of wide open threes that they knocked down. They got to get out on the shooters and contest.
Betsy just inside the arc. Had 3 threes Saturday against the Bulls. Anthony, another deep one. Nobody there to rebound this one. And it's ripped away by Jaden Keeley, Center Moriches native, who is yet to get on track on the offensive end of this one.
And you know what, Matt, it's interesting with Nate George out the game. We were talking about it yesterday in practice. Who's going to be the one handling the ball? And it looks like Cayenne's going to have a lot of ball handling opportunities when Nate George is out of the game.
Yeah, it looks like Zephyr brings it up and then sort of defers to Cayenne because he's a creator in the offensive end. On the drive, Ben Manuel is hand checked.
Play, but heck of an opportunity to be an assistant on a high-level D2 team.
Maybe he drew up that baseline out of bounds, and Pace has taken the lead. Here we go. Keeley and Nurse are the returning starters. Alexander returns, but now not wearing a uniform. There's a turnover by Kyle, and the Orange get it right back as Pace is sloppy, and Donnie Freeman's in the right spot. So this is closer to the starting lineup with the exception of Aaron Womack in place of Nate Kings. Let's check in with Sean again.
As evidenced by this early impressive start from Pace, they're not here just to mess around. Coach Matt Healing did say that these opportunities are great for his program to get his players and his staff exposure to high-level hoops, but they're here to compete. They are here and ready to show Syracuse and this audience what they're made of.
Syracuse turns it over, the type of play where playing time together and communication an issue there that ought to be fixed in time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they had 17 turnovers against Buffalo. In the prior possession of that, I'm looking at Nate George starting the offense up by half court. He has to get down by the three-point line, start it closer to the rim, have easier opportunities, but they got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball.
To Sean's point, let's see if Pace could extend the lead here. An experienced freshman in Saif Saleh, and with the long finger roll, the Jordanian gets his first points.
Some nifty footwork right there, a little up and under left-hand finish.
Played for the FIBA U18 team in Jordan this year, traveling to Switzerland and elsewhere. Has Donnie Freeman gets in and rings the bell. It's come awfully easy for Donnie in this one.
This is a time right now when I'm putting pressure on the rim. Every single time I'm trying to get into my bigs. If not, I'm trying to straight line drive and get fouled attacking the basket.
First quarter of the game is gone, and Syracuse trails by 1. As you know, Eric, the fans in this neck of the woods have tendency maybe to get a little anxious when these games are not complete domination right from the jump. And we'll see, there's 30 minutes to go, but how do the Orange pull away and when in this one?
Well, they got that. They have to match the intensity that Pace is bringing on both sides of the ball. Physically, athletically, they could overwhelm this team, but when you're playing lackadaisical, these guys aren't going to back down at all. They're coming here to compete high level, and that's what they've been doing so far this first half.
A 10-2 run that has given them their biggest margin of the game. Freeman got in the air first, thought about the pass second. Shot clock's at 6. George to create. In front of the rim, and Pace looked like they had maybe a transition opportunity.
Well, Matt, now you see the offense is more stagnant, less ball movement. Now you're getting to the rim, but it's going to be a tough shot. You got to be able to get ball movement, get some pace with that offense so you can get easier looks or easier opportunities at the rim.
David Dix, backup point guard to Ben Manuel. George fell to the ground. Keeley rolls it to the near side for Nurse. Oh my. And a shot clock violation against the setters. Matt Healing doesn't know quite what he's got in his team yet. They've been practicing only a couple of weeks. Healing still has quite a bit of time before the games count for Pace. They're in the NE10. That's the same league, if you're a Syracuse fan and Central New Yorker, that Lemoyne was in before leaving to Division I. In the lane, a little floater. George didn't have a lot of help there. It's deflected and taken away by the setters.
Well, you can't go to the bat. There's 4 guys around you at the rim. You can't take those shots every time going down. The last 2 possessions, they've been tough shots.
How do you like 6'10" guarding the ball handler out at midcourt? Shot clock again dwindling. Promise Oporum in for the first time. And the New Hampshire transfer comes up short. Again, there's no match on the floor for the athleticism and strength of Donnie Freeman right now. How about a pick and pop? Poke it. 9 points for Freeman to lead all scorers.
And we talked about that. We don't want him to fall in love with the 3-point shot, but when you have that opportunity to pick and pop, you get a wide open 3, take it.
Hughes back to within 1. Good to see Donnie back and talking on defense as well after a play like that. Freeman bodies up on Soleil. And off the ball, an offensive foul. They're again expected to be in the mix this year in that conference.
You guys are just excited to come here and play in the Dome. I mean, they're not going to get that opportunity a lot. So when they come in here, they're going to play their tail off, and that's what you're seeing right here in the first half.
Pace's typical crowd last year was about 400, and even in an exhibition game of the Dome, it's about 10 times that, and that is why Sadiq White flying in again.
Yeah, super athletic, super active, passionate, highly competitive. It's rare you see a freshman come in and be that passionate, talking to his teammates, being a leader out there on the floor. Love Sadiq White's attitude, everything about him.
Paxton Davidson, early fouls, back into the action. And a driving score for Jayden James. Averaged 2 points per game last year. He's got that right now.
Matt, you got to give Pace credit. They come down. Syracuse has a great athletic play at the rim. Then Pace comes down. They're still in attack mode, getting to the basket.
Anthony has his pocket picked. Going the other way, Jabari Nurse. Starling gets back to prevent the rush at least, and then the ball's out of bounds to the Orange. A good job there as the last line of defense for J.J. Starling.
And you would say probably the first five minutes of the game, you would say Syracuse was the aggressor, but now that's shifted over to Pace. Pace has been the aggressor for most of this first half.
Well, they certainly aren't intimidated by a flying dunk. It's only 2 points, and then they come back and do their thing. Talking about largely a New York City, Long Island oriented roster, not exclusively, but got some grinders that have been in those gyms in that environment.
Yeah, these guys are used to playing high competitive basketball.
Freeman, backdoor here, one more for Cayenne. Too strong. Tracks his own rebound nicely, but then throws it away. Pace looks to add to the lead, but Davidson checking for a play call. Orange are very aggressive defensively. Syracuse bigger at every position. Slashing in, though, Jabari Nurse rings the bell. His first 2-point field goal of the game.
Syracuse is doing a good job at the initial guard, but then they're not playing the second and the third level. Pace is able to get to the rim, and they're just being aggressive.
They stopped Donnie originally here, throw a second body at him. Really like Donnie being vocal. Now late in the shot clock. Taking a lot of threes. I think there's 3 attempts from long range so far for Freeman with the 1 make.
Well, I see the pick and pop, but off the dribble, that's not his game right now. You got to be able to do what you excel at.
Ethan Robertson, early foul trouble, back in for the handoff to Davidson, and Nurse was on the sideline. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this opening half. And the Orange still feeling things out, putting the priority on substitutions and different lineup combinations. Cayenne gets a breather. William Kyle back to the floor along with Nathan George.
And I get it's just exhibition. I get there's going to be a lot of substitutions. But at some point, the veteran guys have to step up and take control, whether it be get the ball, execute offensively, attack the rim, or just huddling up and get his guys together.
I think he wants to substitute a lot. Left-handed 3 goes begging for Kings, and the Plinko up over the backboard. You can see they're working on some different concepts offensively here, but that's what the preseason is for, is finding these different combinations, both in practice and in the games. And Red's big thing is, I want you to play all out and go for as long as you can, as hard as you can, and if you're not 100%, we'll get somebody else in there and we'll get you right back in.
Yeah, at some point, though, I think he's going to find his 7-8 guys who he trusts and really can go with throughout.
Nurse has been the best player for Pace in this game. Foul line jumper hits the mark. Nurse has 10, and timeout Adrian Autry. No bueno as the Orange trail by 5. Back to action, and Pace with full court pickup. A screen from William Kyle in the backcourt pries Nathan George free, and we'll see what the Orange drew up on that timeout. The screens to get it to Kyle in the paint. He draws heavy contact, and now you're about to see a show as he heads to the line.
And Matt, as I'm just watching this offensive possession, guys are doing too much standing off the ball. You're watching, you're looking at Nate George coming off the pick and roll. You got to see what your defender is doing and move to the open spot so you can make it easier for Nate George to make a pass.
Working with William Kyle on taking the hitch out of his free throw delivery, and he rattles that one down. Kyle, last year at UCLA, shot around 40% from the line. But he and Soare, both liabilities in that area. That's a bit of a concern, but he's taking his time. They worked significantly on that after practice yesterday, he and Coach Autry. So 2 good shots there by Kyle for his first 2 points of the day.
And it looks much better even than 2 weeks ago.
Pace still in the lead. Working the weave action. The runner for Davidson is short, but he runs down his own rebound.
I mean, how many second chance opportunities has Pace gotten in this first half?
Davidson, decent shooter, experience at Lipscomb and the Citadel, has his shot roofed from behind by Kings, and the Orange in transition go to George. Foul in the rebounding action, and Oporum the guilty party, and the Orange bailed out there as Kyle was ahead of the field and Oporum didn't have an answer. This foul number 10 for Pace in this first half.
And probably not the best look for Nathan George right there. You see nobody's in front of you. Attack the basket, collapse the defense, and make a play.
There was nobody there to rebound it, really, had he missed. Maybe Kyle. Kyle averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds a game, playing in Westwood last year. This one he squeezes off the front of the rim.
And the coaching staff is doing a great job of working with Kyle. And if you could see it, the ball's going off the side of his hand. He just wants to work on getting it through those 2 fingers and working on a straight line to the hoop.
Freeman back at the scorer's table as Kyle eyes another, and again, just kind of a push shot comes up short. So he's 2 of 4 at the stripe. That's an empty trip. Starling extends the defense out on the left-hander Nathan Robinson. Underthrown entry feed, batted away. A steal for the Cuse, behind the back for George in the open floor. Betsy unable to squeeze one off there.
And Matt, you got to get Pace is doing a good job of getting back in transition.
Starling got a step on Davidson. Off the window and down for J.J. Starling, 4 for him.
And that's what he needs to do. Going into the season, we know he's capable of making jump shots, but he has to attack the basket, look to get to the rim. If he can't finish, look to get to the foul line.
Double high post set for Pace on this trip. Back to the basket for Keeley, leaning in on Betsy and raking down on it. A foul against Betsy. Thought maybe they would get Starling. It is Betsy's first.
And I tell you what, Coach Healing can coach. And you could tell, and those guys have only been practicing for 2 weeks, but in those 2 weeks, he has his guys ready to come here and compete at a high level.
And even at the Division II level, there's quite a bit of roster turnover. That's just the nature of college sports right now. They're dealing with 10 new players, including the point guard Davidson, who's in possession now out front. Good choice to the corner. Southpaw delivery is spit out by the rim, and it's another board for Freeman. George off to Hezzy. 2 minutes to go in the half. The returner starting to Freeman, and Donnie gets the double figures. 11 points to lead all scorers.
I love that he didn't settle for that jump shot. He had an open shot, but he ripped, put his head down, strong finish at the rim.
Right into pressure D. Couldn't get a trap. Soleil is out the gate. Pace sets up, but the Orange have gotten the lead back. They've trailed by as many as 5 in this first half. Down and deep for Keeley, who plays a little bigger. He's 6'5", and he's scraped leaning in. Donnie doesn't like it one bit, and Adrian Autry argues that call from Clarence Armstrong as well. Freeman picks up his first personal. Keeley's only 6'5", Eric, but he is used to playing a front court kind of position that's not super undersized in their league.
Well, here's the thing, he's not fading away from the basket, he's not going side to side, he's going right in Freeman's chest. And a lot of the time, the offensive guy is going to get that call when they're being aggressive.
Missed an opportunity to tie the game there. Back in the game for the Orange, Sadiq White, who gave them great energy early, replacing William Kyle.
This is what the Orange has been missing for most of this first half, is just energy. And you see Sadiq White, he brings it on both ends of the floor as far as energy goes. Hopefully that can rub off on some of these other guys.
Syracuse trailed for nearly 10 full minutes. Now it's tied at 25 with 1:15 to go in the half. Donnie out of a double team, and Sadiq lives at the rim.
And I can see a lot of that high-low action going on. When you got Kyle, you got White, you got Freeman, they can work off each other, and they're both good passers.
Passed over the head of Pace in this situation. Again, right into a pressure and a trap, and Starling to the cup with the finger roll. Defense leading to offense, and the Orange keep the hammer down. Syracuse by 4. Oh, that could have been over and back. Davidson down the middle. Scoops it home. Paxton Davidson's first 2-point field goal of the night. 2-point game.
A lot of times in this first half, when the first initial pressure doesn't go well, it seems like they're giving up, and then they're just letting them get to the basket. They have to keep playing.
Shot clock about 4 seconds ahead here.
It's too far away from the rim right now.
George eyeing his options. A pass maybe meant for Starling, intercepted by Freeman. 3 on the timer. Chucks one up wildly and it doesn't go. Pace has a chance with 3 seconds left in the half. It's James from long range. No good, and we go to the break with Syracuse holding a 2-point lead.